The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ MV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are The Breakfast Club. It's a Friday!
Yay, it's Friday!
Everybody act fake happy and excited. Woo!
I am happy it's Friday.
I'm happy and excited.
It's Friday. It's Friday. Ooh,
Go.
ooh.
I have work to do, but at least I don't got to get up at 4 a.m. tomorrow.
There you go. Well, let's get to the rumors. We found Kanye!
It's about time.
What's going on? Rumor report. This is the Rumor Report.
Talk to him!
With Angela Yee on The Breakfast Club.
Well, Kanye is out and about. He was actually in L.A. yesterday. He was at an art installation at the Pacific Design Center. He has blonde hair now, so he looks a little bit different than he did before he was hospitalized.
Looks a little crazy.
He
The
does.
blonde hair, yeah.
He does.
I don't know what made him do that.
He's mentally ill.
A lot of times when people want to make a change, they change their hair.
That is true. Girls will cut their hair bald. Absolutely. That is a fact.
All right, so he's also been working on some music at his home studio. Now, Farnsworth Bentley actually gave some explanation of what happened to Kanye. He said he never mourned his mother. That's at the root of this. You don't have to be a clinical psychologist to figure that out. That's the core of this. I think a lot of these things are coming up and coming out now. He said you have to look at it from his perspective. You put out the most amazing album. You're breaking records on merch. So what happens is you take that and then your fashion show just demolishes and fails. We all know more than anything that he wants to be successful in fashion. So when editors and everything are beating him up, that happens. You're on stage. Your wife gets robbed. He said that happened. It's not okay. That's not something to question. That really happened.
When people say things like, he never mourned his mother, you never stop mourning, though. Like, mourning's not a one-time thing. Like, that's not something you just do and you say, okay, it's out my system now.
Well, I think maybe he never really sat down and dealt with the emotions of it. Sometimes people just mask it and they just continue doing what they're doing. I'm going to go back to work. I don't even want to think about it, and they don't properly take the time.
You kind of got to in a way, though, right? Like, the world keeps moving, right?
We really don't know, because we both all three of us have our parents around, so we don't know what that feeling is to lose a parent and being close to our parents.
Some people just hide their feelings about, not even just mourning your parents, but things in general, and then it comes back later on.
I'm sure that it's a forever feeling, though. Like, it's your parents. Like, you're never going to stop mourning. Like, that's something you have to deal with for the rest of your life.
All right, now let's talk about Will Smith. He talked about filming Collateral Beauty. He was on Ellen DeGeneres, and he talks about that movie because it's a movie about a father who is devastated by his young daughter's death. But actually, behind the scenes, Will Smith was going through his own issues. Here's what he said.
What was really interesting is I got the screenplay right when my father was diagnosed. And I'm doing all of this research about a guy who experiences death, at the time that, my father was given 6 weeks. But it turned out to be such an amazing thing to have to work through and go through all of this. The performance for me and the movie for me and the ideas are so deeply personal. This film for me is the most personal and beautiful journey when art and life comes together in that way, and when you create something that potentially can help people get through difficult times.
That's dope. You already said some things you just got to work through because life's going to keep going regardless.
Well, he said it was when art and life came together also. So he had to do a movie dealing with the loss, a father dealing with the loss of his daughter. At the same time, he's trying to cope with the loss of his father.
So it's therapeutic in a way.
So it was very therapeutic. So
and
that
the
was
emotions are probably really real when you see him acting them out on screen.
So I just thought that was an interesting conversation. Now, congratulations to Kobe. He just had a third daughter, Kobe and Vanessa Bryant.
You trying to get that boy?
3 girls.
Damn, Kobe was a hoe. Drop on the clues bomb for Kobe being a hoe. That's why I'm so scared to have a third child, because I know it's going to be another girl. When you was a hoe in a past life, you are going to get nothing but women. Jesus Christ, Kobe.
Well, Envy was not so bad because he has 2 boys.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's the truth. That's the truth. Something to that.
There was some balance.
Poor Kobe, man. If he had never put his penis in that's Clark.
All right.
And Solange talks about a seat at the table. I love that album. I listen to it all the time when I'm at home. And she talked about a conversation. She says, hearing 2 white men have a racist chat about R&B in her career is what pushed her to write this album. She was at the Huffington Post, and she said that she heard 2 white journalists discuss her music, her audience, and how much more considerate and grateful that she should be to white people for filling up venues for her. She said in 2013 she got some flack on Twitter. She said white journalists who write about R&B music should know who Brandy is, right?
That's a fact. I think so.
All right. The New York Times invited her to talk about cultural tourism in music on one of their podcasts, and she said, no, I don't feel the need to have a debate about something I was culturally a part of, and I didn't feel the need to defend that. So she said the host of the Times podcast, John Caramanica, who's white, talked about what she said on Twitter and also said that I went to Solange's concert and I noted who her audience was, and if I were her, I'd be careful of making these statements because I'd be careful not to bite the hand that feeds me.
So basically he's saying that since Solange has white fans, she shouldn't make black music and discuss black issues in her music, is basically what he's saying.
Or he was saying basically don't say anything bad about, white journalists need to know who Brandy is and she doesn't have to have a debate. Just don't just calm it down because you want to appeal to these white people that are in your audience.
Right.
And she felt like, don't try to tell me, what I should do about my music or my art.
Well, yeah, that's the lesson to learn in that story is do what the hell you feel like doing when you feel like doing it. Express
and then you
yourself.
make a great album like A Seat at the Table.
Yeah, express yourself. As long as your intentions are good, don't be afraid to say it. Don't be afraid to do it. You don't have to do anything to appease anybody but yourself.
All right. Well, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your rumor report.
All right. Thank you, Miss Yee. We got front page news up next, Yee. What we talking about?
Why your voice turned so dainty just now?
I don't know. What do you mean?
You sounded so dainty.
You like it?
So delicate.
Do you like it?
Man, shut up.
All right. Yee, we got front page news. What we talking
We're
about?
going to talk about Donald Trump and him having not just the job of president, but some other side gigs. Because you always got to have them side jobs.
Wait till his side hoes come out and he be like, I'm not letting go of them either. That's going to be amazing.
My goodness. All right, we'll get into all that and Absol will be joining us, so don't go anywhere. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club.
I hate when I wake up in the morning and all type of things are happening and I feel like I slept through them.
Like what?
Night. Spider-Man Homecoming trailer, J. Cole album came out, Absol album dropped.
Yeah. Well, you got Absol album. We got that a couple days ago.
Yeah, I did have Absol album.
just
you
J.
didn't miss
Cole
that
album.
last night.
But
You had it.
just J. Cole album.
I didn't get past track 4 yet, though.
What are they saying about J. Cole album? I haven't heard it yet.
I can't. I'm not listening
Mixed
to social
reviews?
media.
Listen, I haven't.
I can't let social media make up my mind.
Right. I think you got to listen to things like that for yourself.
Absolutely.
Well, let's get in some front page news. Now, in Thursday night football, the Kansas City Chiefs beat the Raiders 21-13. All right. Now, this weekend, my Giants will be demolishing those Cowboys. I'm actually going to the game, so good luck to you Cowgirl fans out there.
I'll be at the game as well. I don't believe in luck. I believe in us having a solid team. We're 11-1. The only team that beat us this year was the Giants. And, we were a totally different team that first game of the season. We've learned a lot. So it should be a great game on Sunday, but the Dallas Cowboys will win. I tell you, the first loss the Cowboys going to get this year after this streak is against the Detroit Lions.
Now that's gonna be Sunday. But anyway, let's talk about Trump. Now
look at the news stories they gave me. It's a bunch of
blank papers.
paper.
Did you get one?
I'm good though. I know
Okay,
what's
let's
going
go.
on because I watched the news this morning.
There you go. Let's talk about Donald Trump then.
All right, Donald Trump is going to remain as executive producer on Celebrity Apprentice, even though he's going to be the president of the United States.
Drop one of the clues bombs for Donald Trump not giving a damn about anything.
This is after he had said that he's going to kind of cut ties with all of his other companies to focus on being the president. Now he has decided that he will stay on as the executive producer. We don't know how much he's making from that. Some people are concerned though because it's on NBC. So NBC reports news about Donald Trump. How is that going to affect all of that?
I'm not the highest grade of weed in the dispensary, but that has to be against some type of constitutional
It's not.
right.
It's actually legal.
You're the president of the United States of America. You don't have time to be EPing no TV shows.
Well, maybe his name is just going to be on it. His name is just going to be on it. His family's going to run it.
I don't know how this is going to work.
But he can't have that time.
Clearly, something like this is unprecedented, and
the fact he wants to be is the problem, though. Because if you're the president of the United States of America, you should be saying, "I'm going to focus all my energy on running this country. I'm the leader of the free world." Who got time to be EPing reality?
Well, he
TV
also
shows?
wants to know who's going to be the next Celebrity Apprentice. On top of all that, and let's be clear, he's going to be naming the Secretary of State. They believe as early as Monday as well. So, be interesting to see who his pick is for that.
This is great, man. You just got to sit back and enjoy the next 4 years. Like you got to look at it like a reality show. You know, how you watch these reality shows and you tweet about how much you hate them.
Right.
That's what we have to do with America right now.
And most of the people that he's picked for his cabinet so far are all millionaires. So some people are saying, well, do you want a bunch of people who haven't been successful to run this country, or do you want people who have successful businesses?
And not only that, a bunch of millionaires who have been out of touch with the common man for
for a long time.
That's the real issue.
So long.
Now let's talk about Hillary. Now, what she said she got beat by fake news.
That's a name I haven't heard in
Weeks, right?
Well, Hillary Clinton was giving her first speech ever since everything has happened, and she was actually talking about why she thinks that she lost the election and how fake media, fake news is really hurtful to even the average person. Here's what she had to say.
The epidemic of malicious fake news and false propaganda that flooded social media over the past year. It's now clear that so-called fake news can have real-world consequences. This isn't about politics or partisanship. Lives are at risk. It's a danger that must be addressed. It's imperative that leaders in both the private sector and the public sector step up to protect our democracy and innocent lives.
She's absolutely right, though.
There was that whole Pizzagate story that was circulating that was fake about her.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of different. Even when you do your research, you could do your research and it still be fake. Like Denzel Washington said, if you read the paper. What he said? He said, if you don't read the paper, you're uninformed. If you read the paper, you're misinformed. I feel like that anytime I watch any news or go online and look at any type of news whatsoever. Because you really don't know.
No, you're right.
I think recently, didn't Tommy Hilfiger write a book, and there was this whole thing where they were saying he didn't want black people wearing his clothes, and he was like, where is this quote from? I've never said that.
That and Timberland.
I thought that was true. I thought those were true forever.
No, that was false. And
he was like, show me where I said that.
I was up at Timberland recently, and one of the guys there was telling me the same thing.
Same thing about Timberland.
How that story, like,
they don't want black people wearing their shoes. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And I know it affected Hilfiger because our community stopped wearing Hilfiger. The whole urban community, we just shut it down.
So how do you know when something's real or not? That's
if
why
you can actually see a video with the person saying it and quoted in a credible source during an interview, that would mean, okay, I see the words coming out of his mouth.
That's why it's more imperative than ever that we have, like I said earlier this week, an online news network that is controlling our narratives and putting the things out there that are actually true and accurate, because you have so much lies coming from the conservative right.
Right.
So I'm saying.
Well, that's front page news. Now tell them why you're mad. 800-585-1051. If you're upset, you need to vent, call us right now. Maybe you had a bad night, a bad morning. 800-585-1051. The phone lines are wide open. Call us up right now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.